Hello and welcome to the 55th episode of Downtime Podcast with Jeremy and Alyssa. Alyssa, today we're talking about something very special, near and dear to our hearts.
Yeah, so Terrace House Part 2 came out. I binged it. Jeremy binged it. I'm pretty sure if you're listening to this podcast, you binged it too.
We said we'd do it. We're here back again with another Spoilercast for Part 2 of Terrace House Opening New Doors.
I was about to say, unless you were a good person and you only watched one episode per week, or you watched one episode per day, then that's pretty good.
I mean, moderation is key, but also finding out what you want to know later because you're addicted to it is also
yeah, basically. And if you're on that boat, then I welcome you.
Welcome aboard the USS or the JPN. What is it? I forget, but it's the USS Terrace House.
The USS Terrace House. Or the USS Shubasa, however you want to, whether you're on that ship or not, but you know.
I'm hardcore on that ship.
Alright, so before we talk about the storylines, we'll just talk about the two characters who replaced He Who Shall Not Be Named and girl whose name I forgot already because she didn't have that much to say.
Oh, do you mean Voldemort and Miju?
There you go. Alright.
No, it's Udai.
See, there you go. I was like, you see that? This is how much this guy sucked. I already blocked him out of my mind.
Gucci sunglasses boy.
Yes. So the first one we'll talk about is Shohei. Shohei is a sort of jazz musician who replaced Udai, and he's one of the older people. He's about like 2 years younger than Taka, I think.
No. He's 2 years younger than Taka. Taka's the oldest still.
Yeah, no. I said younger.
Oh, I think you said older. Okay. Yeah, he is one of the older people. Not older people, but he's the older cast members. And he's great. I like him a lot, actually. Have you heard his other band? He has two bands. He has a jazz band, and he has a city pop band.
I already saved his music. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I actually like 1989 a lot. I like their music because I'm a huge fan of that style of music because he even said in the show like they're basing it off of like idol singers from the 1980s, like Japanese idol singers from the late 1970s and 1980s, and I really really like that style of music. So it's really cool that they're kind of like not really a tribute band to that style of music, more like they are playing that style of music but using more modern ways of making that kind of music. But regardless, I'm going off on a tangent. Anyways, I really like them, and I really like that band, and I think Shohei is a really great addition to the house.
Oh yeah, I love Shohei, except for one thing, which is part of a storyline thing, which we'll talk about later. But his type of music is the type of music that I listen to, not Instagram or other types of music. But like he is actually like one of my favorite. His music is actually one of my favorite genres. So so right off the bat, I had no real issue with him, as well as it's cool because he's talkative but not annoying. So that's fun.
Yeah.
I noticed that there were a lot of scenes. He has quite a few scenes with almost everyone in the cast. So that was cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Really random. Speaking of Instagram, can I make a comment about Aloha State and two of the members dating now? Let's
be real. They were probably dating a long time ago, but I gotta admit, they kept it under wraps. I would have never guessed.
This is a treat for you guys, if you don't already know, that Wes and Anna from Aloha State are now dating. Well, I guess, like, to Elisa's point, they probably dated a long time ago, but it just came out now.
The interesting thing is that I know they were friends with benefits on the show, or they were portrayed as Ben's with friend of Fitz. I was literally about to say that, Jeremy. Anyways, so sure they were kind of perceived as friends with benefits on the show.
Yeah,
but you can tell that they had chemistry though. Like before they started doing the thing after Anna left, when they were just hanging out on their own. This was, by the way, before Wes became useless on the show. So when Wes was more talkative, him and Anna had some pretty decent scenes. So it's one of those things where I see where this came from.
Yeah, and I feel like they just have a general attraction to each other overall, which is good, you know.
The Aloha State couples that are together are still, well, let's be real. I would lightweight be disappointed if Taishi and Chicago didn't get married at this point.
Yeah. And
but
they seem like they're really in love with each other.
Also, Avian and Yuya broke up.
Oh, is that confirmed?
Oh, I don't know. It seems like it. But I don't think. Well, no one's gonna really confirm, but it seems like it.
Yeah, they're not gonna release that. Like, if you're not on the show, you're not gonna say anything about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's publicity for you. Like, and it sucks. You know, relationships suck if you break up.
Yeah.
So no one wants to say that.
Except, segue into the next one, we know who Sena broke up with.
Yeah, Daiki. Oh man.
Yeah.
So
that was actually publicized.
Wait, did you watch the other seasons? The previous
No, but
seasons?
I know through them. I know about them through their cameos.
Okay. Yeah.
I have not seen Next Door.
There's also that part in like the last part 1 episode where they showed Sena and they just started like talking about, or was it this past episode?
They didn't show Sena until this part 2.
Oh, I remember at the beginning of part 2. It was the second episode of part 2 where they talked more about Sena, and then they showed clips from previous Terrace House seasons, which, yes, by the way, is a really huge spoiler for the previous seasons. So if you haven't watched part 2 yet and you're just listening to this now, don't watch that yet. Like, just keep watching the show and just accept Sena as a legacy member.
Okay, so first of all, I'll start off with, I actually really like Sena because I think I like how she's talkative and she's an outgoing personality, but she seems to be really conscious of the members, and it's kind of like she has this mentality where we're all having fun, but if you have a goal, I kind of want to help you reach that goal. That's why I like her.
Yeah. And I agree, but kind of backtracking a bit, Sena is Miju's replacement in the show. And for those that don't know, and she's a longtime member of Terrace House as a whole, because this is her 3rd time on the show, and she's only dated people from Terrace House. Like, she hasn't had a relationship outside of Terrace House as far as we know. But knowing her, she's a popular model, and she's very famous for being on Terrace House, so that's where her social media conglomerate comes from in a way. And she's a legacy player. She's been part of the show or active in the show for the past 4 years, like not just being mentioned by them, but by the hosts and other members, and appearing at least once per season. Let's put it that way. Like, because in the original show, she was one of the very first members. She was in the movie. She made a cameo in Aloha State, and now she's a member again in opening new doors and trying to find a love to die for. I'm just kidding. She's trying to find another boyfriend. Let's put it that way. And to your
point, is actually technically a love to die for. She's trying to find her last love, which is the exact quote.
She's this season's Taishi.
She really is this. No, I'm actually convinced that she's gonna last the end of the show. After I saw her appearance, I was like, "Ooh, she's gonna make it." She's Armand. She really is, though.
I agree, and I want her to stay. I want her to stay because, like you said before, I like her enthusiasm, and I like that she is very pushy when it comes to things happening. Like, she makes things happen. She doesn't just sit by and wait. She kind of like is the audience where we're like, oh man, these two just need to get together. And Sena's like, fuck it, just talk to each other. Like, why are you waiting? Why are you waiting so much? Make a move right now. You know, it's like, oh shit.
What I also like about Sena is that she admits when she's wrong, as well as she admits when she's learned something new. Like, for example, she was really pushy about Amy and Taka getting together, but then as time passed by, she realized, oh, you know what? Amy actually doesn't really like Taka. So she reads emotions and feelings very well.
Yes.
But I wanted to make a comment about Sena, and I really like her character, but it's like I like her, but then upon watching the show, I realized, there's a lot of characters that I don't want to come back.
I like how we're referring to them as characters, which is
I know.
funny, which is amazing. But they are characters.
They are characters.
I know what you mean.
Because I've never seen Boys and Girls Next Door, this is her first appearance for me, aside from cameos, because cameos don't count. And it's like, I'm enjoying her a lot, but I almost question that if I've actually seen Boys and Girls Next Door, if I would even enjoy her character this time around, because then I'd be like, for example, the perfect example is Han-san. God, I love that man, but I never want him coming back on Terrace House, ever. If there was a cameo, sure, but like I would never want him living in the house again, because it's just like the way that his storyline ended and the way that he went out, especially his last conversation with Armand. It's just kind of like, oh, I don't want you back. I feel it feels complete.
Yeah, like there's moments that you can never take back because they were so natural that happened, and you don't want that person to keep doing the same thing over and over again because it doesn't feel special anymore. Like,
exactly.
We were engaged in that season, which I still consider is the best season of these three so far, because the people were so, like, there were people that were really genuine. There was real drama happening, and it felt like there's going to be no end to it.
I just hope that this doesn't mean that they're going to invite more people back.
Yeah.
Also, I know people think it's funny, and I think it's funny too, but she's an alcoholic. Like,
I know.
To the point where it's like, does anyone realize that I think she drinks more than she eats?
Yep, she really is an alcoholic. Like in the very first season in Boys and Girls Next Door, she was all like, "Who wants to drink wine?" Literally every shot with her at night was her holding a glass of wine, and there were shots in the daytime with her like holding wine as well. But like most of the shots were of her just holding wine. And I was like, "Oh my god, she's just drinking."
I hope she's okay.
Yeah, she's fine. She's fine.
Yeah, or else it would have been recorded on TV.
All I gotta say is, I hope her future boyfriend, whoever that may be, also likes wine. Oh man, yeah, no, she's great. She's great so far, and I have to say, all the hosts are really stepping up their game. Like they're so fantastic this season.
Yamachan was my favorite host before, but I think Tokui. I think Tokui is my favorite host now after this season. Yeah,
he's so like I like how he creates stories.
Yes,
it's so funny.
He's so ridiculous. Also, God, I also really like I like Reina a lot more now.
Oh yeah, Tori-chan. To kind of push forward, let's talk about some moments that happened in the show. So instead of breaking down each episode by episode, you could just watch it as a listener. You could just watch it yourself because these episodes are great. So some moments I wanted to pick out were I'm gonna hop around here too, and you can hop around as well. So literally the title of this episode is what she said to Taka is "If only you were 5 years younger."
Oh fuck that relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay, go first.
The whole Taka Ami relationship is just stupid. Like he's like someone asked him, I think it was Sena, was like, "Do you like her?" And he's like, maybe. Yeah, I like her. And then I facepalmed so hard. I was like, oh my god, Taka, you're an idiot. You're so stupid. Like she's such a brat. She's such a kid, and yet you're falling for her. Like, why are you falling for her? Even Shohei thinks she's cute. I'm like, really, bro? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what is it? What's cute about her? Yeah, she's like, she may look cute, but her personality is garbage. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. You were gonna say something?
I never say this about Terrace House, like before, and
Go on.
and I think Taka and Amy are fake. I'm not convinced at all that it was real at any point.
You felt like the producers urged them to be together?
Yeah. I genuinely don't think that relationship was real at all. In fact, it's come to the point that I'm even theorizing that after Yudai left, the producers told the house that, like, or even told Amy, like, all right, y'all gotta pick it up a little bit or else we're gonna replace you. And
yeah, whenever those scenes happened, I was like, should I fast forward this? But then I was like, maybe I should just keep watching.
Now, the interesting thing is I don't understand why Shohei cried over Amy. Like, aside from maybe he was just, like, so into his feelings as a musician. But
he wrote a fucking song about her.
Yeah. But the thing is that I feel like Shohei and Amy were much more similar than Taka and Amy. So I almost wonder if Shohei and Amy also talked more behind the camera than we were led on to believe.
I see what you're saying.
I think her character served her purpose. I'm like, and you know, this is the reason why I call them characters, because this is the reason why I refer to them as characters, because they are part of a TV show. It's not me attacking them as a person. I'm attacking, like, when I attack them, it's their character and how they're presented on an edited TV show.
Well, no matter what kind of camera you're on, like TV or YouTube or whatever, you're always going to act a little different. Like, your personality will change a little bit. I'm speaking for, like, scripted stuff like this. Well, not scripted. I don't know. Who knows if this is scripted or not, but, like, entertainment purposes. If you're on a TV show, reality show, whatever, you're always going to be a different person than you are off the camera. So, like, for whatever reason, she chose to be a really mean person on camera. So really cold and cynical.
Yeah. So I can see why people think she's cynical and cold, and I kind of thought that from the beginning. But that's not the right word. I think she's just immature, and immature is a more appropriate word, in my opinion, is the word that I want to use. And I think it's just simply because she's a college student, she's just a fucking college student.
But we were college students, but we weren't like that.
Yeah.
Before.
But she's a college student that doesn't know what she wants to do with her life. I mean, she wants to be a model, but she wasn't even really doing anything on the show to even apply for model. You know, they never showed her applying for modeling jobs, for example. Like, she's at a point in her life where she doesn't know what she's doing and she's just kind of coasting. And that's, like, totally fine. Because, I mean, if you think about it, Armand was like that too. But I think at the end of the day, you see, I stopped liking her after Yudai. Like, I was off their train a long, long time ago. So I was already over Amy a long time ago. Yeah,
Ami treated Yudai like crap too. It's like, if there's a guy that likes her, then she kind of treats them, like, poorly. It doesn't seem like she has a poor relationship with Shohei or Shion, though, since those two are really nice to her, it seems.
Yeah. And also, I will argue, though, that I don't think she necessarily treated Taka badly either. She just uncle zoned him, but that doesn't that's not necessarily treating him badly. And Taka, what was wrong with Taka was that, like, to be honest, the issue with both of them is that they were never clear with each other's feelings. Instead, it was just very weird wording, which is why it was frustrating. But I think what Amy and Yudai actually did was, like, annoying, or, like, rude. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
They were actually rude to each other. And I was like, this is stupid. Take them off the show.
Yep.
There was a point on the Terrace House subreddit where there were all of these threads attacking Sean, and then I didn't really look into them. After watching part 2, I read through the threads, and I was just kind of like, I don't understand why a lot of people were attacking him. This was kind of stupid as well. I genuinely I don't think Sean did anything wrong at all. Even in that episode where he was like, I don't know if I like Tsubasa anymore. I don't think he did anything wrong, because Tsubasa did the same exact thing and at some point she had an episode like, I don't know if I like Sean anymore.
People are going to be like that in real life. People don't know if they actually really fully like that person. Like, if there's no ring on it, then you're not going to be committed yet. So I'm not saying that you should cheat on your girlfriend or boyfriend. I'm just saying that you're on TV, you want to make things spicy. There's a camera watching you, and you're also human, so you're gonna feel a certain way towards someone. Of course,
it was totally natural.
Of course, they showed at the end of the episode for dramatic effect. He's like, I don't know if I really like her, and then you just cut to the credits. I was like, I see what you did there. But that all happened. Can we just talk about what happened at the last episode?
I don't know what you're referring to, but if you're referring to the burrito or the sushi burrito eating competition, that was amazing.
Well, that was cool too. That was really funny. But I'm referring to Ami deciding to leave the house.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean that's probably the biggest thing that happened this whole part, because let's face it, she was the most dull and boring person so far.
It's nothing to attack her at in real life. It's just simply on a reality TV show, she was not the most interesting character.
A side comment I want to make: I like how we predicted that there wouldn't be too many models before on this season of Terrace House, and there's 3 fucking models in the show. Like, half the cast are models. I'm like, oh my God, why?
Can you really call Amy a model though?
Well, I mean, I have to.
I'm mean. Sorry.
It's okay. No, I consider her a college student because that's what the opening credits state her as. But
it's true.
But
she's a college student.
For the sake of this argument, I want to say that there are 3 models, because I just feel like I want to have more varied professions in Terrace House. Okay, they have to be good looking. I get that, but not every model needs to be on Terrace House. Like, there are good looking people that are not models.
We don't know yet, because we have to see 2 years from now, or a year and a half from now, when this season ends.
Oh, that's true.
The entire spectrum.
Right.
Because if I will say though, about Amy leaving, I did find her scene with Tsubasa very sweet.
Yeah, that was really cute, because they've been in there since the beginning, so.
Yeah. A lot of scenes that Amy has with Sean and Tsubasa are really cool, are very nice. When Sean and Amy were on the snow slide, I thought that was pretty adorable.
Yeah, it was just them 2 hanging out in the tiny igloo.
Yeah, exactly. That igloo was amazing, by the way.
It was like, can we put 3 in here? And then Amy's like, get out of here, Taka. I'm like, just don't come in here. That's really funny. That was actually really funny.
Exactly.
There were little moments, like when you see two characters that don't really talk to each other as much, they start talking to each other, and I was like, oh, that's actually really nice.
Yeah, I really like the scenes where actually Shohei, Taka, and Seina are together.
Yeah, like when they were drinking, they're drinking at the bar. What was that?
Yeah, when they're drinking, when they're drinking on the couch, when they're drinking at the bar, when they're drinking.
In general.
In general, but they're fun.
I assume that they film so much in the house, because over time, like any TV show or movie, they film so much, but they always have to cut it down. And once they start a narrative, they have to tailor it around that. So of course they're probably gonna reach out to the cast and be like, "Hey, remember that thing you said last week?" And the cast is like, "No." They're like, "Oh, okay. Well, you said this last week, so make sure that you continue doing that, or continue on that path. Even though they might not want to, they'll still take input from the producers."
Yeah, I feel like they fucked up because Taka said that Amy was cute before in part 1, and they were like, "All right, let's go with that."
Yeah, like, "Oh my God, he said she was cute. Let's go."
I was lightweight disappointed that actually I really wanted Seina and Taka to be a thing.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen because whatever.
Yeah, for whatever stupid reason. But I think they would be cute because they seem like they have similar goals in life and that they want kind of the same thing in a relationship. So it's like, hey, you guys are perfect. But the producers are like, no, you can't. She can't end her run yet. If she leaves, then you both leave. You know what I mean?
My predictions for part 3. If Tsubasa and Sean get together, I have a feeling they're going to leave the house together. If they don't get together, I think Tsubasa is going to leave first.
I think they're going to get together and they're going to stay. Because Chion would probably have to go back to Tokyo and live there. And then Tsubasa already lives in Karuizawa. So
that's actually a good point. Tsubasa doesn't have a reason to necessarily leave the house because she... Actually, I had this thought. Taka and Tsubasa, both of them don't have a reason to leave.
Yeah, and I could see them staying on until the end.
I hope so. I want Taka to find a love.
I know. And it was right in front of him all along.
I would enjoy if Shohei stayed for a while.
Yeah, I like him. I think he's a really good addition, and I want him to stay and kind of like bring more of a not being cliche here, like a musical sense to the show. And also I just want to see him working more because I think it's really cool how they show like the behind the scenes of like creating music in a very simple way, but I think it's really cool. That's it. That's it for me on my end. Do you want to close this out?
All right, guys. See you part 3. Have a good night.
Good night. Don't forget to go to Downtime.Live. Have a good night.